Hello everybody and welcome, all thanks to LD Mobile. This, right around the nation, is NBL Overtime. We're smack bang in the middle of a long round. We're getting closer to the playoffs, and a team at the top of the table continue to flex their muscle. Will Magnay is back in the country. What does it mean? And of course, a lot more. What up, man?
How you doing?
You like this?
I like what you got going on.
Yeah, Benny
like
and the crew, JD
on.
Sports looking after me. I don't often run the hoodie,
Right.
but I've rolled it in tonight. You look good.
Thank you. Shout out
that.
to the Jack Jumpers. It's the team I'm rolling with. Tasmania was great. We'll get into that. But shout out to the Jack Jumpers for the product.
The legend of Launceston. Hey, studs and duds, not too far away. NBL app, nbl.com.au, the number one broadcaster in the game. Liam Santa Maria, hello to you.
Hello, Cam. I've been checking my phone.
Yep.
But I didn't get the message about the hoodies.
Yeah, well,
I just thought we were doing the sort of, the shirts again.
Well, to be fair, when we went to JD and they looked after us, nothing fitted you because you've got an abnormally sized foot. So I think you've been knocked out of the WhatsApp message.
Okay.
Either which way, I'll look after you.
Okay.
Let's get into someone in a group of men right now who don't need looking after. That's Melbourne United. They are flying 11 straight, smacked around the Kings in a game that remarkably entering the fourth quarter was still close.
Couple of wins already this round. This one over New Zealand, JLA stepping up in the absence of Jock Landale. And, isn't Chris Golding in a rich vein of form as well, getting big buckets in first quarters and setting the tone at the offensive end. And, yeah, they're rolling, stepping it up defensively when they need to. Scotty Hopson looks really good. Looks the best he's looked all season. Yes, he's still coming off the bench, but has a real pep in his step. And then they've got a whole bunch of guys that crank things up defensively in the crucial moments of games, and as a result, they just pile on the wins. And this Sydney one was just the latest in that 11-game streak.
This is the thing for me, Homicide. As I said, entering the fourth quarter, this game was close. Casper Ware was brilliant, in particular in the first half. Sydney would have, at three-quarter time, thought, we're still a chance here, and they went down by 25. That's the scary thing around this MU team.
I could tell you this. I am seriously impressed by Melbourne United. I'm going to tell you why. This is an 11-game winning streak in a non-cupcake league. I didn't see this coming. And, they've been hit with some tough injuries, and we questioned at one point whether they need to go get another import or not. And they didn't. And this streak is at 11. I believe that Perth Wildcats will still win the championship. But there's seriously some impressive stuff going on. Chris Golding set the tone. Jock Landale's a stud. He's not playing. That's a big void to fill. And Joe Luala-Chu Jr. the price is going up, and he started. It's different expectations when you start and your key player is not there and you're filling his void. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Chris Golding's down and you're starting. Jock Landale, who's going to be in the NBA next year, is not there. Now the light's on you. We see what you can do in spurts and short periods of time in the game, and that's great. But can you do it now against a team that whooped your ass a couple of weeks ago? And he stepped up, so great effort. And Scotty Hopson, shout out to him. Look, he's been doing it tough. It's very difficult as a stud import where the ball is in your hands to come in now and be the fourth option, because technically that's what he is on his team, third or fourth option. And that's not easy to do. So mentally for him to have that window of opportunity to come in when Jock Landale is out in a must-win game where now, okay, I'm the third option, and when I'm in, they are looking for me. I need to deliver, and he delivered big.
The thing with, and you mentioned a tool there, Mason Peatling, and we spoke about when Jack White got hurt, and I'm not suggesting that Mason Peatling's been able to do exactly what Jack White had been supplying, but he's a development player. He's a DP who's stepped straight into it, and they haven't missed a beat. Is he playing as well as Jack White? No, I'm not going that far, but they haven't missed a beat as a crew. Scotty Hopson's a big reason for that. Chris Golding, of course, in particular from the tip on Wednesday night. This round goes forever, so last Wednesday, which is almost a week ago, off the tip against one of the favourites for the Defensive Player of the Year, and then the whole thing just changes. They are balling. They're fun to watch. I think they'll win the championship, but there's still a fair bit to play out, in particular with Magnay.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a second.
We are.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
They deserve right now championship favourites.
I think so. Look, The primary way that you win a title in the NBL, and it's been proven for a whole long period of time. You talk about those Perth, New Zealand battles and the teams, Melbourne in 2018 when they got in amongst that title-winning group, is you have the best defence in the league. And it's a little boring to say. We love guys that get buckets and we love points on the board. But year after year after year, if you have a reliable lockdown defence that can just turn games like Melbourne does this year, then you're a very good shot to win the title. And when you combine that with the offensive kind of firepower that they have and that the chemistry with their building, I think they have all the pieces and the right system and to get it done. Now, the Wildcats, of course, have that guy. Mm-hmm. And their defence isn't too shabby either. They just don't have a defence that they've shown across the year where they can just strangle you to the game after game after game. We've seen it in recent times where teams have been able to continue to score against them. So that's why I still have Melbourne on top.
We'll get to Perth in a split second because they may be about to get defensively better if the rumours are true. But firstly, before that, Josh Giddey. Back-to-back triple doubles. You slid into his DMs. You said, chase those boards. Liam and I the other day, while we were doing the call together, we did notice he chased a few that were about to go out of court. Mm-hmm. So he's taken your advice. But I think something we spoke about too, Liam, he's doing this number-wise without changing one iota of his game. He's not chasing triple doubles as much as we joke about it. Mm-hmm. He's just doing the thing for his team to win, and that's what they did the other day big.
Man, his stock is rising because his game is growing. And he's maturing right in front of our very eyes. And as a result, time is ticking on this kid. So enjoy it while it lasts, no doubt about it. But in the meantime, it is just so fun to watch. If you love the game, then you love to watch this kid play. And he has all the tools. You're right, he's going about it the right way. He's trying to help his team win games and improve his draft stock at the same time. And his love of the game, the way he plays it, his team-first mentality, it's just a beautiful thing to watch.
No Australian's ever had 2 triple-doubles in a row, and no Australian's ever had 3. And we might be a matter of minutes from seeing it again because he comes up as soon as we are finished here. But, man, you talk to him a lot, Homicide. You must be extremely impressed and even have a tinge of pride about what he's been able to do.
Yeah, what he's doing is, again, man, like that blueprint is set. I'm following the blueprint. It's that simple, right? And he's done that. He has a better team than Melo did last year.
No doubt.
So it damn near is almost easier for him to make these plays happen. And the way he's rolling, the rhythm that he's in, it's almost easier to even get this next triple-double. Like for me, the other day I said, shut it down. But obviously with NBA scouts flying to come see you play, this is where you really want to put on. So I think after this game, it's rolling. Triple-double's coming again.
Again?
Top 5, lock it in.
Top 5.
I don't care who's saying what. That ain't a lock. Okay? What happens in the NCAA tournament when players continue to play themselves up higher? Is it a locked in? No. Who is in the best seat in the house right now? Who has the best advantage? He actually does because he's still playing and everybody else isn't. So if you can get one more triple-double, you in the top 5, no doubt. Then shut it down. Last home game, give the fans and your organizations and the NBL the victory lap. And after that, you park it. That's what I do.
Well, so
this is the best team to get it against.
On that, I argue.
It's the best team to get it against.
No, it's not. Brisbane's the best team to get triple-doubles against.
This is easier to get the third one.
We've had
this the one.
There's been 4 triple-doubles in the league this season. 3 of them have been against Brisbane.
But this team is shorthanded. He's about to play again. He's going to pick them apart.
I feel you.
He's going to pick them apart.
I did argue.
Let's get the rebounds early. Rest is easy.
I did argue with LaMelo that he should keep playing, and in the end, injuries and all the rest of it, and it didn't hurt him. He was drafted so high as well. This is the thing with, I understand why, and the argument is to now shut it down, okay? I get that. But I also understand, for that exact reason, if he keeps playing game in, game out, and nothing's dropping, he's only getting better, then it can't hurt his draft. It's only going to go up.
Well,
Three in a row,
then
bro.
you've got the balance.
3 in a row?
Then you've got the balance.
I'm done.
Things can happen.
Exactly.
Things can happen.
Yeah,
You've got to
I
be
know.
aware of that, right?
Right.
And so you've got to calculate that risk. But it is such a tricky decision to make, right? Because there was talk about potentially you should shut it down a few weeks ago. Well, then this wouldn't have happened.
Right.
And we talk about, we've been waiting for you. So you want to get those LaMelo Ball comparisons? Look, they're there. But if you get a couple of triple doubles, that
You're in
goes
that
to another
conversation.
level.
Right.
And that's combined with what LaMelo's doing in the NBA. But hold on, you get 3. You get 4.
Done.
You
Done.
get.
You got to stop at 3. You completely got to stop at 3.
If you get 4,
Stop at 3. You're going to give me
I mean, you want to crack that top 5 with
on.
Cunningham and Suggs and
none of
Kuminga
them
and all
get-
these guys?
Yo, I'm going to go to a whole nother level. If he get one tonight.
Damn.
I went to sleep the other night. I was tired, man. You know, I'm traveling a lot.
So you're
I
going to
went to sleep.
Tassie, mate. It's a 45-minute
Listen,
flight.
how many times? How early you got to get up to get ready for the flight? You know,
I'll
I
give
got
you
to
that.
do my notes for the
Yeah,
game.
fair enough.
You know, I got to do my notes for the game now. No, I do my notes.
Hey,
Okay.
specimen underlined 3 times. It takes a little while to write.
But I'm just saying, like, I'll be up. Actually, I'm calling the game. What am I talking
We're together next.
Yeah.
You better be up.
You'll be watching the game. Don't worry.
Hey, what if
With
you
your
get,
notes.
What if you get to quadruple? Hey, what if you get to quadruple double?
Come on.
Come on, man. What are you,
What? Why are you going to limit it?
with what?
What? He might get some steals.
All right.
Can't believe we're putting a ceiling on him now, are we?
Well, come on, man.
I can't wait. I cannot wait till he flirts with it tonight. And don't go anywhere because he is next and he is box office in this country. Hey, let's talk about New Zealand and Perth. We know they've got a great rivalry.
When are we getting to Magnay?
Well,
are we getting?
Word, like.
You want? Let's talk about New Zealand and
hang on.
Perth. Okay.
Hey, Lucas Sakari at the back.
All right. Okay. There's a guy sitting in quarantine who might just
Mate.
turn this whole season around.
I would have opened with it, but I've got late. I've been doing the tips for Warrnambool. I got here. I missed the pre-production meeting.
Okay.
Good game again anyway, New Zealand and Perth. Here's the... it was great. This is the highlights. This does it remarkably. They're not going to play in any major game this year because New Zealand are unfortunately too far back. But this is a rivalry born and playing against all those big grand finals earlier this decade. And every time they've played, in particular the last 3 weeks, they have been classic.
This is a great rivalry. Mm-hmm. Corey has some issues with rivalries in the NBL. I don't know why, but this one here is one of the great modern rivalries. And you know where rivalries are born? They're born out of playoff battles. And these two teams, they've won 10 of the last 11 titles.
That's crazy, man.
In the NBL, and they had those battles in the early parts of last decade, and there's just so many memorable games between these teams, and we've had 3 of them in recent times, and this one was maybe the best game of the season. Unbelievable how they traded blows down the stretch. The new kid on the block, Levi Randolph, hits the game winner, and then Bryce Cotton got a look at it.
You get a good look.
With 0.5 of a second on the clock. And it was a great game. And look, we've got some good rivalries in this league. Perth and Sydney is a good one. Don't be mistaken. Melbourne's involved in a few. Sydney and Illawarra is a good rivalry. But that one always delivers, Perth and New Zealand.
I want to give a shout out to the referees. Okay? Mm-hmm. About a month ago, we seen a Sydney and Perth game, and Casper Ware scored and let Bryce Cotton know, and got teed up, and it changed the whole complexion of the game. Ty Webster, late in the game, says no to Bryce Cotton, gets right in his face, and they let him go. And that, obviously, we were doing the game, and I was like, oh no, this is going to change everything. And the referees allowed the passion to flow, which as fans we want to see. So
Shout out to
big
the
shout
refs,
out.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shout out to the refs.
Yeah, if we're going to whack them for doing things similar when they do what
gotta
in our
rub their
eyes, the right
shoulders.
decision,
We gotta
give them a
rub
shout
their
out.
shoulders.
All right, Will Magnay.
Jesus.
3 weeks ago, he was staying in the US. He was going to have surgery. He was going to head towards the Boomers camp, of course, and continue to work out in that particular way. It's all changed. He's in quarantine here in Australia. He's 9 or 10 days down, so he's almost ready to go. Before we get the lowdown on what Liam believes, being the #1 broadcaster and journalist in the country, is going to happen, what do you think is going to go on here?
The three-peat is inevitable. It's that simple. Okay? That's all I got. Nothing else matters. He knows the league. He's played last year. We know what he did last year in the league. So when he's coming back to the NBL, what do you think he's coming back to do? He's coming back to pick up right where he left off and add more offense to his game. Three-peat coming up.
Liam,
Keep that same energy in a couple of weeks, fellas.
couple of questions, Liam. Firstly, what happened to the surgery?
Apparently, it's off the cards.
Okay, so-
Yeah, there was a change of mind or a different doctor spoken to, but either way, that operation's not happening.
Now, is there any contractual issue or complications with Brisbane?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this is the guy Corey thought was going to win MVP this year if he hadn't have gone overseas early in the off-season. This is two-way Magnay. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Most improved player last year. Was he second in Defensive Player of the Year voting? He was right up there. And, this could completely shift the balance of power in one direction or another.
All right, so he's come back to play in the NBL, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's deep. He's deep into the quarantine, right? He's only a couple of days out. There is a very good chance he could be in uniform this coming weekend.
Now, are Perth the only possibility?
No.
Okay, who else is there?
Well, the two teams up the top are right in that mix. So this is the amazing thing. I expect it to go in the direction of Perth. There's some stuff that needs to be worked out with regards to Brisbane and the like, but it's my understanding that Melbourne are getting involved in that conversation as well. It's not done.
He will determine who wins the championship.
He will go a long way.
That is a valuable piece. Oh man, that's a valuable bargaining chip to have.
Have Sydney inquired?
Because he ain't coming cheap.
Oh, no, well,
I don't care if it's a month left or whatever. All right.
We talked about Melbourne, the decision with the import, how well Mason Peatling's playing, Joe Luala-Chul. It would be interesting to bring Will Magnay into that mix. He would be the Jack White replacement. He would come in and play those minutes that Mason Peatling's playing right now in the front court alongside Jock Landale. Unbelievable what that would do for that team potentially. But you've got chemistry and all
That's
of that.
That's an NBA team, man.
Hang on. Hang on.
Listen.
Hang on.
I'm going to give you a starting five and you tell me.
Hang on.
Right? I'm going to give you a starting five and you tell me. Jock Landale, Will Magnay. Right?
Yeah.
At the 3, I'm going to go Hop. At the 2, Chris Goulin. At the 1, Mitch McCarron. That is an NBA team.
Yeah, but that's a fantasy team.
No, it ain't.
You know what?
Will Magnay starts.
I see Giddey might get a quadruple double. You shoot me down. So
You see, you got to have... People...
What's the worst team in NBA right
what conference are you in, East or West?
East.
But hey, he could very, very well land with the Wildcats as well. I still see them as
we going out west.
I still see them as the front runners right now. But
Wait a minute. Who's the front runners?
No, to get Will Magnay.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
To get Will Magnay, but
Okay.
But it's amazing to think after everything that's taken place this season, the enormously long off season that we had, and all the excitement about all the different moving bits and pieces, that the potential balance of power is shifting right now in the back rooms and the front offices around the country as these GMs and head coaches work the phones. And with Magnay, his representatives, things are trying to get worked out with the Bullets in the background and the terms of the release. It's all happening right now.
The Bullets, there's no way he will play for the Bullets?
I cannot see that happening.
Come on, that ain't happening. He didn't come back here to not make playoffs.
No, I agree. But then also there would be some contractual complications, as Liam alluded to. Have Sydney asked the question?
My understanding is things have gone a little sour there with Brisbane as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have Sydney asked the question? Of course, team smacked around with injuries.
Well, my understanding is Magnay's representative spoke with pretty much all those teams that are considered chances to make the finals, and spoke with all of them.
Who reps him?
Michael Oakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing? Have you spoken to him?
Michael's a busy man.
Hashtag NBL Overtime.
A lot going on.
Hey,
He may not play. If things don't get worked out with Brisbane, there's a chance he may not play. So
Brisbane,
he could play with
right.
Perth, he could play with Melbourne, or he could not play at all. And it's fascinating to see how it might play out.
can he play NBL 1 if he doesn't work things out with Brisbane? He's come over, he may as well hoop somewhere. My Frankston Blues
So
fit him
he
in.
might team up with Mooney, Landale, or David Anderson.
Hey, while Will Magnay is, of course, in quarantine, Deng Adel is not, but he doesn't have an NBL team. mutually, it was probably a week ago when the report still surfaced, and then yesterday it was made official. What can you say on Deng Adel? Because I assume there are NBL clubs who are talking to him as well, Liam.
Yeah, you would think so.
Oh, no.
I got whispered something this morning to say he's heading back to the States, so
Okay.
I'm not sure how this is going to play out. I mean, I've been saying, I think if you're the Sydney Kings, you'd be having a good long look at him right now.
I agree.
Because, yes, he's been underwhelming over the course of this season. It hasn't worked out. But there's talent there. There's talent there. I mean, the Monstars look like they've come down and zapped it away for most of this season, but it's there. And sometimes all a guy needs is a change of scenery. A different coach. Not every coach is for every player. Not every system is for every guy. And it hasn't worked out in Illawarra in a big way, but it could work somewhere else. And we talk about, guys that could make a difference down the stretch towards the playoffs. If I were the Sydney Kings and, Brad Newley's a little banged up right now with his plantar fascia situation, you're looking for a guy who can get out in transition, you'd be having a good long think about it.
I was extremely disappointed in his performance this year. And here's why. When you're a marquee player, you are held accountable, in my eyes, to me, like an import. You the guy. As all my life playing as an import, I don't have the luxury of having consecutive bad games because of why? Fear of being fired. I have a job description, and with that job description, every day at a consistent basis, what am I supposed to do? My job. He was underwhelming and he did not perform. And there was a bigger play to me with this platform that he had. And I know it comes with a whole lot of pressure, but you didn't perform, man. You did not perform. And when you don't perform, you get fired. That's what happens. If I don't come to work today, every day while I'm here in the NBL, and I underperform, how am I going to keep this job? It's no different than you as an athlete. So, end of the day, that's what happened. You were injured sometimes, I get it, but majority of the times you were not. You might have had 1 or 2 good games. Marquee players don't do that. And that's why he doesn't have a job right now.
Perfect example in sport where confidence and momentum are the hardest things to get and the easiest things to lose. Like Zipper 15 to kickstart the NBL
Yo,
Cup.
I don't get how...
And from there, it just individually, and then, of course, Brian Gorgian and the coaching staff, Deng Adel lost confidence. They lost confidence in him, and it ends up with the guy who we were most excited about coming to the league in the offseason. When we spoke about the Hawks, it was about Deng Adel.
I just don't understand how... What better situation can you get? You the man, you the face of the whole thing. You getting the ball, you getting the minutes, you're in a situation that matches your style of play. What more is there for the organization and the coach to do? Nothing. You got to put on.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the accountability.
You got to put on.
Yeah, the responsibility falls on him. The weird thing is, I don't know if you guys watched it pre-season.
Yeah, against
in Perth. He got hurt at the end of that game,
Right.
was it? But geez, he looked good.
Man, you see that coast-to-coast dunk that he threw downwards almost his first points in the preseason?
Yeah, and he looked exactly like we thought he was going to be all season when you're talking about him as a potential league-leading scorer.
Yeah.
It's a remarkable situation to see that the team who was battling for a playoff spot have let him go. But yet again, it's not like it's stunning because he had fallen out of rotation.
But if you've been around the game long enough, you've seen this happen sometimes where a guy in a certain situation is rubbish and in a different situation explodes.
Sure.
It happens. So if you were one of these other teams, for me especially, really only probably Sydney, you'd be really thinking about it.
Hey, last week we spoke about John Mooney. We said, hey...
Moondog.
There he
How
is.
about there is literally a beer? Name Moondog.
You drink it?
Saw my face. Liam, when we were up here last week, I didn't. But I was like, maybe there is a beer called Moondog. That's why you said it. And there wasn't.
I would have thought you'd have brought back some for the fellas.
I just saw the sticker on the wall. Okay. I was shocked. I was shocked.
Okay.
I was shocked. Then it was like, oh, mate. Moondog.
Just on the back of last week, we said, hey...
He has a burner account.
What?
Not him, but somebody has it where it's called Moondog burner account.
Really?
On Twitter.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant's got 29 of them. Any import this week? We're talking about re-signing, and it's not always easy to do in the climate we currently sit, but re-sign them, get them here, have them for a couple of years, so not only the your team continue to play well with them in the lineup, but fans can become a little more, I guess romantically not involved, but they have that affinity with these players. Romantically was definitely the wrong word. My apologies. Affinity with these players. Anyone from the weekend? We spoke John Mooney last week. You got
I'd like to see New Zealand's duo come back. I think that'll be really, really, really good for them.
Well,
they've got to get that team back next year.
Yeah, for sure. Not going to be easy to do. Never easy to do. It was a great contract they got with Levi Randolph because 1+1 team option.
Yeah.
Trying to go mid-season, you say, well, we think you're going to be really good, but let's have a good look. And then they've got him ready to go for next year. Tyler Harvey, bring that man back. Try and get that done as soon as you can. I feel the same way about Jarrell Martin. And because of his injuries, he probably hasn't done enough to make that really difficult to do. To say he's going to blow up and get a huge contract in Europe. He's going to have opportunities elsewhere, but I reckon get that done. And if you're Brisbane, sit down and have a chat with Vic Law. See if you can get that done ahead of time as well.
How's Lamar Patterson? As in injury-wise, he was pretty banged up the other day. Came back on, didn't really do a great deal. Do we know he's right to go?
He looked. Wasn't anywhere.
Ginger.
Yeah, he wasn't good in that second game, was he?
No.
No.
All right. Hey, all thanks to JD Sports, the undisputed king of trainers. It is time for our JD Sports Sneaker of the Week. And this man brings a hell of a lot of heat. Talking about Jack McVeigh. Hasn't been getting a great deal of court time the last couple of weeks.
Nowhere near enough court time.
Starts to play well, but have a look at them. Old school and ones.
All right.
They're nice. You're the man, Corey, of the fashion.
I like how they look. The black socks. Give my man some PT, coach. Come on now.
Hey, Jack McVeigh, wear these.
Contract year.
Bang! Look at these. Jordan 11 Low Legend Blue, iconic colourway, makes its first ever appearance. The low cut 11s are some of the best shoes you can get, and they're available in full family sizes, which means mum, dad, and kids. In fact, almost everyone in the entire country
but
can
Liam.
wear them but Liam. They're dropping this Friday at selected JD stores and online. Copy a pair, and for all release information, JD-sports.com.au. They are the undisputed king of trainers. And to be fair, hoodies. Check it out. Jordan 11 Lows. Never ever seen that colourway before. Do not miss out. Just on Jack McVeigh, just quickly.
Change the scenery guy.
You've got to go, and he's been great.
Everybody's connected to Tassie.
He's been great, but he has fallen under rotation.
Well,
Giddey was really good the other day.
You know what? Something to flag about the jack jumpers and whatnot. Teams are starting to get a little nervy.
Yeah.
I think we might see some extensions starting to happen a little bit here before free agency, starting to try to get that done. It would be a cool thing to do as well. A lot of these guys coming out of contract at April 30, extend them now. Everyone start getting paid again from this point. But if you're a team, you got guys coming off contract, you want to make sure you get that done early doors.
Jack McVeigh, energy, great in the community. Craig Moller, of course, been down at Hobart. In fact, you could almost argue, and it probably might be a long bow, but he was the MVP of the Siebel. They won the national championship, and it really started to garner the momentum again that an NBL team should be headed down to Tasmania. So there's some links in the community. I think you put Moeller and McVeigh, two guys who, one, links to the community with Moeller, and two, with McVeigh and what he would do with energy.
Yep,
nice little
two
start.
for my juniors in that as well. And you know what I'm interested to see? Scott Roth was really liked and loved in Perth by the players during his brief time there. Is he able to pull any of those guys away?
Who?
Who's coming off contract? Clint Steindl's coming off. Mitch Norton's coming off that 3-year deal he originally signed. Nick Kay is not under contract.
So what if he's able to get Nick Kay?
It'd be huge.
Could he pull Mitch Norton? Could he pull Clint Steindl? Everybody would want championship experience on their roster with immediate impact. That would be crazy.
100% Nick Kay should be their main, and I'm assuming it is. If you listen to the whispers that it is the guy that they're chasing, I have no idea if they've even been able to get close or there is any serious dialogue about him playing for the Jack Jumpers. But he has to be the main guy they've started chasing, right?
Where's Nick Kay from, first of all?
New South Wales.
Yeah.
Tamworth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big country music festival guy. I don't know if that's true, but Tamworth have a great music festival, so he probably does. # NBL Overtime to get involved. Big one coming. Can't Can't believe you shot down my quadruple double just throwing it out.
Come on, Cam.
Dear. 3 straight. No Australians have had 3 straight triple doubles. No Australians had 2 straight.
Who's
Before
had
a
3
couple of
straight?
days ago.
Nobody.
As in the NBL, I'm going to say
In the
no.
NBL, nobody's
Did
ever
Robert
had
Rose do it?
I
in
doubt it.
93?
I doubt it.
I reckon he did 3 and 4.
Donnell Me?
But there's
No,
some
no,
guys
what's
who Cedric Jackson
What's the
had a lot.
other guy who played with Melbourne Tigers?
Rashad,
Hang around anyway,
Rashad
can't
Tucker.
see it.
Did Rashad Tucker have that?
Not
maybe?
3 in a row.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Hit it.
Oh, it's on.